All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and I hope you're ready to kick off the new year and a new bull market with some massive gains whenever this ETF is finally approved. On Monday, we got news that the SEC set some deadlines for spot ETF updates, and it's going to be December 29th, which is in just 2 days. According to this article on Cointelegraph, the issuers that don't meet the December 29th deadline will not be part of the first wave of potential spot ETF approvals in early January. It looks like the SEC has a lot on their hands, and they're setting a deadline for these guys to get in the final updates to all of their applications, because supposedly these ETFs are all going to be getting approved on January 10th, and if the applications aren't satisfactory or updated to how the SEC wants them to be, then apparently they're not going to be considered for that release date, and they won't be considered for the first line of ETFs that are going to be approved and actually start trading. But I'm sure the big boys have got their ducks in a row, so I think BlackRock is probably going to be meeting the deadline, and hopefully so will the likes of Cathie Wood's ARK Fund, and I'm sure a few others will, because hopefully we're not going to be seeing BlackRock get the only ETF approved, because we don't want BlackRock to be the only institution that's allowed to scoop up all of the Bitcoins. But either way, it's getting down to the wire here, and before we know it, we're going to be actually seeing these ETFs trading, and then all our friends and family are going to be jealous that we got in before BlackRock actually got an ETF approved, because as I keep saying, there's never going to be another opportunity like this again. But how bullish can this ETF actually make Bitcoin, and how far can it carry us in this coming up bull market? Well, here we have the logarithmic chart for Bitcoin over its lifetime, and as you can see, it has been stuck within this arching pattern right here between these two blue lines. And you can see that we've been having diminishing returns, but you can usually predict the top of the market by following this blue line out that indicates the ceiling for the price. You can see that we're probably going to top out around $130,000 or something like that. If we do actually go out here until the end of 2025, like a lot of people think we will, maybe we'll even make it to about $150,000. But what about after that? This blue line continues to curve to the downside, and as you can see, it looks like we're going to be leveling off here for the price, and then over the next decade or so, we might even start to curve to the downside. Well, if you really believe in Bitcoin for the long term, then I don't think this chart is something that you want to see. Especially if you're a Bitcoin maxi, because those people are saying they're never going to sell. And if you don't sell in the next about decade, according to this chart, then your investments are going to start losing value. But I've talked a lot in my previous videos about how I think we're going to reach a point to where these 4-year cycles don't actually play out like this anymore, because currently they're driven off of the halvening, which is when the reward for solving a block is actually cut in half, and that happens every about 4 years or so. Whenever that happens, the new supply becomes more scarce and it sends us up for another bull market, but eventually we're going to reach a point of mainstream adoption at which the transaction fees actually add up to more than what the block reward is going to be for miners, and at that point I don't think that the halvening is going to be a big enough catalyst to actually affect the price that much. And the cycles from that point, or at least the price action, is probably going to be driven more by volume on the network and the transaction fees that the miners actually get for solving blocks or for verifying transactions on the blockchain. Whenever that happens, I think that Bitcoin is going to break above this blue line, and it's going to go on a parabolic run like we've never seen in the past. And I keep shouting it from the rooftops, and I'm banging the table right now as we speak to tell you guys that I think it might be this bull market that's coming up right now where this is going to happen. I mean, when is it going to happen if it's not this time, whenever all the institutions and probably sovereign wealth funds around the world are throwing their money in? This isn't a guaranteed thing, and this obviously isn't financial advice, but like I keep saying, and like so many people have said in this space over and over again, there really might not be another opportunity to make life-changing and generational wealth like there is right here in this bear market / transition to bull market that we're going through right now. And when have you ever had the opportunity to front-run big institutions like BlackRock and the people who actually make the market? It's never happened before for plebs like me and you, and it'll probably never happen again if the government can help it. So don't miss this opportunity, because whenever Bitcoin finally breaks above this blue line, it might not ever come back down into this range again. In other bullish news, and another sign that this ETF is probably going to be approved here pretty soon, Grayscale chairman Barry Silbert has resigned as SEC approval of Bitcoin ETFs is expected on January 10th. A lot of people are saying that Barry Silbert resigned because he's pretty much a degen just like you and me, and the SEC doesn't want him in charge of one of these ETFs. And you might actually remember back on May 8th of 2021 when Barry Silbert had this to say, "Okay, Doge peeps, it's been fun. Welcome to crypto, but the time has come for you to convert your Doge to BTC. Disclosure, we've gone short on Doge via FTX." And this was right around the time that Elon Musk went on SNL. And from what I could tell at the time, this had a really significant downward pressure on the price of Dogecoin, causing the price to crash and a lot of people to lose a lot of money. And then over the bear market, it looked like Barry Silbert was starting to have some problems, as it was reported that he actually filed for bankruptcy. And It's All Risky posted on Twitter in October saying that last week the New York Attorney General filed a complaint against Barry Silbert for financial fraud. This is really the reason why he probably resigned, and the reason why the SEC doesn't want him to be in charge of an ETF. It says Silbert shorted Doge at its peak in 2021, and his crypto empire has been collapsing ever since. Dogecoin is a force for good in the world. Woe betide those who fight against it. And from the looks of things, karma has come back to bite Barry Silbert in the ass, because after he shorted Dogecoin, not only did he make a lot of money, but he made a lot of enemies as well, and it looks like his actions have finally caught up to him. So welcome to Crypto, Barry Silbert. It's been fun. It looks like the Dogecoin community and the SEC has finally started to short you. Finally, here we have an article by CoinDesk that says MicroStrategy has bought another $650 million worth of additional Bitcoin, pushing its holdings over $5.9 billion. This is crazy, and Michael Saylor has the most laserist of laser eyes in all of cryptocurrency. But those laser eyes are as red as can be, because Michael is a real big maxi. But it's real good to see him still so bullish even after such a brutal bear market. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. How bullish is 2024 going to be, and how high can Bitcoin go in this bull market? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.